And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Today is another episode of Digging in the Crates. I think it's volume 7. So we're going to do what we love to do. What we started doing on this channel many years ago is chopping up some old records from my collection. This collection has been in storage for like 13 years. So a lot of these records I haven't seen or listened to for over a decade. So let me show you this record. This is the one we'll be sampling. So this is kind of like an exercise in, flexing my chopping muscle, if you want. No, I'm joking. This is like an exercise. This is probably not a record I would be sampling when I was making music today, but it's kind of like a, not disco really. What year is this? 1974, good era, but as the title suggests, party down. It's probably going to be more upbeat. Nowadays, I'm more into collecting and looking for soundtracks and kind of more moody kind of music. I'm not really sampling soul and funk as much as I used to back in the day. But this record, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, there's the price, less than $1 in my money. Those were the good old days when records were pretty cheap. Especially in my country, you could find like gems for under $1. It's kind of insane. Those days are over, I'm afraid. But let's get into it. So I'm just gonna play you the sample. I'm gonna reverse. I've already made the beat, so I'm just gonna kind of go back into what I've done and the techniques I've used, and just show you. Maybe you can learn something from this if you have the MPC sample or any other sampler. And, it still applies to that. So let's jump into the sample. So I'm going to talk over it so I don't get YouTube doesn't like. So this is the sample that I used, and then it's a little bit of a dun, dang, dun, 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 dun. So I used that section, and so let's chop it up. So I got it over here. You can hear there's the original chop. Da, ding, dong. Alright, so I chopped that up, and then as you've seen in previous videos, I made a copy. I filtered it out. I used the LPF4, and then I layered those two on top of it. First things we need to do is shift, enable that. So I layered over the original sample. Then I used the drum break. As always, I chopped that up, and I layered some drums. So let's do that now. Let's I think this was 85 BPM. So now you press tap tempo. This is a shorter, quicker version to do this. Put on 85. Then we go into my drum chops sample. Oops, my bad. Oops, and I think I used. All right, let's make a little loop. Oh, so that didn't work because it was on 8th, but let's just leave it like that. That's fine. And then I just kind of recorded a little hi-hat. Alright, so first thing is we made a drum loop just over here. Something very simple. Now you can notice that the swing is quite high, and the reason the swing is high is because in the sample, the chops, it's a little bit off. So I had to kind of add a lot of swing to put the hi-hat on exactly where it sounds. Let me put the sample together with the hi-hat, so you'll see the hi-hat hear in the background, there's like a shaker, like a I don't know if you can hear that, and that's kind of on the right hand side. So what I've done, if I put a shaker and I panned it to the right to layer on top of that, on the left I mean, and it kind of covers up that kind of weird sound. I don't know if you guys can hear that perfectly, but yeah, it kind of layers on top of that. So sometimes you have to listen to the sample just to kind of hear little maybe mistakes and things that you can kind of cover up with using pan, and maybe using, for example, there I used a shaker because there was a shaker, but it wasn't really sounding nice, so I layered another shaker on top and then panned it to that side. And then, you know, you layering maybe little mistakes, little clips with other sounds, so you can kind of put it away. And also when you kind of change a sequence, you can layer like effects, like a delay, maybe voice, like a yo or something like that, just to add like some surprise to the change up of the sequence. So now you can hear there, there's the drums I did, and then that's the same sample, the same chops, but with the filter, right? So put them together, it makes the bass stand out a little bit more, and then you can obviously like change up how much you want to do that and things like that. And then the second sequence is kind of like an interlude or like a change up. And then what I did there, let me play it for you, would be this one. Now you can hear the crackle in the original, right? I kind of left it there, it kind of adds a little bit of texture. That's with the bass. And then with, put a double open hi-hat, so when you play it with that, so it sounds kind of nice like that. And then this one, so then I made a switch up. And then I made another variation, kind of play around with it like that. Very simple beat, not like the best beat I've ever done or like my favorite beat, but it's, for me, it's like a way to kind of keep that muscle, creative muscle, going. So you're just chopping records, grabbing stuff and just making something, and not thinking too much, and just see if something good comes out. Now this is not my favorite beat. Some people will like this and other people maybe say it's not as good, but you know, it's okay for me. I think I like it. And it's just a quick beat, just a little exercise, and I thought I'll just take you through some of the steps and how I created it. Drum loop first always, then I kind of layered the chops, and I kind of I used a bit of let's see if we go into the sample, I used a bit of swing on this, I used the warp, sorry, and then with the sample I used a little bit of warping. I think it's on 100 and, oh god, it's 104 I think. Yeah, so that sounded good, like kind of mess around with the warp till it sounds good to your ear. Without the warp it sounds pretty terrible, so I did that as well. And then as I listened to the beat, I heard there was like the shaker thing that's kind of kind of created an annoyance in the background, so I layered that with another shaker just to kind of add a little bit more element to that chop, and it kind of hides the imperfections a little bit. So that's another tip for making beats. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Please go check out my new drum pack, Juicy Drums Volume 1. And if you want to support, just drop a like, drop a comment, tell me what you think. Any other ideas for videos in the future? What would you like to see? Let me know, and check out my other videos. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Golden and out. Peace.